Mystery Anime Recapped here, and today I'll be explaining an anime series titled When Supernatural Battles Became Commonplace. Spoilers lie ahead. Now, let's jump into it. In the literature club of Senko High School Literature Club, Anduo, who's obsessed with the supernatural fiction, shocks his peers when he suddenly awakens supernatural powers. 6 months later, everybody of the literature club has a supernatural power of their own. Chifuyu has the power to create anything, whereas Hatoko can manipulate all 5 elements of nature. Tomoyo can manipulate time. She can turn time back and speed it up or slow it down. Sayumi, on the other hand, can turn anything she touches to its original and need state. Kyudo, president of the student council, walks in, tells them to keep it down and challenges them all to a duel since she also acquired superpowers. Anduo tries scaring Kyudo with his dark fire, but Kyudo steals it away, devastating the poor Andu. Thanks to her karate skills, Sayumi overpowers Kyudo and forces her into submission. It is revealed that Kyudo acquired her supernatural power a month ago. She also received an anonymous message telling her to keep an eye over Andu and his peers. Kyudo is not a bad person after all, since she gave Andu his power back. She also told them about the message, giving the literature club a mystery, as they start wondering if their superpowers were given to them by someone else. The next day, Kyudo storms the room again. "Andu, I love you. Let's go out," gruffly says Kyudo. It's revealed Andu left a letter in Kyudo's shoe locker naming her superpower as the Grateful Robber, but Kyudo read it as the Grateful Lover and thought that Andu was in love with her. Jealous, Tomoyo threatens Kyudo with her power, but Kyudo robs it. Andu talks her down and asks her to return Tomoyo's power, which she does, as she calls Andu her darling, exciting Tomoyo's jealousy. Kyudo takes this so seriously that she starts stalking Andu after school and asking for his email. Before his literature club session the next day, Kyudo wishes him luck, making the girls more jealous. Sayumi decides to devise a plan to solve this, but Andu tells her he'll solve it himself. After Andu tells her the letter wasn't meant to express love, Kyudo is heartbroken, as Andu explains he wrote robber not lover. Depressed, Kyudo staggers through the corridor. When Tomoyo approaches and comforts the guilty feeling Andu, he explains that he chose the term robber instead of thief for Kyudo's power to express to Kyudo that she's also a friend of theirs. That night, Andu receives an email from Kyudo apologizing for the misunderstanding and thanking him for the name he gave her power. Later, Andu walks into the room to find his bloody Bible, a book where he writes down the names of superpowers, held by a man named Hajime. To Andu's surprise, Hajime can also understand Andu's complex kanji writing, as he also has a passion for nicknaming supernatural powers in a similar notebook named the Reverse Crux Record. Andu reads the notebook and marvels at Hajime's passion for the supernatural. Tomoyo walks in. Since Hajime is her older brother, she asks him to come home, which Hajime refuses and ends his phantasmal conversation with Andu. Tomoyo then reveals Hajime did well in school and was always the first or second in his school. He was doing extraordinarily well as a student. One day, the world seemed wrong to him, so he left school and his home. The next day, Chifuyu quits elementary school, shocking Andu. Andu talks her out of it and carries her back to her elementary school to find her friend Kuki waiting for her. After returning to his high school, Andu bumps into his sleepwalking principal, Satomi, who asks about her niece Chifuyu, and reminds him it's not normal for a lone elementary schooler like Chifuyu to mingle with high schoolers. In a flashback, it's revealed that Satomi had the literature club members take care of her niece and keep her company. After school, Andu returns home to find an upset Chifuyu there complaining about an argument she had with Kuki. In order to solve it, Chifuyu opens a portal and sends the undressed Andu to her home. There, Andu is found by Kuki, who starts thinking he's a pervert and advises Chifuyu to stay away from him, to which Chifuyu says no. Now that she and Kuki can't be friends, Chifuyu is sullen and lonely, but Andu comforts her and tells her he'll solve it. In order to do that, Andu acts like a pervert madly in love with Chifuyu in order to get Kuki to be Chifuyu's friend again. He's interrupted when Chifuyu shows up and gives Kuki a new bear her aunt Satomi helped her get. The two girls burst into tears and become friends again. The next day, Chifuyu reveals she wanted to quit elementary school because she wanted to skip classes and grow up fast to be as old as Andu and the others, which is really adorable. The next day after that, Andu buys a guitar. Seeing it, Chifuyu tells Andu to give it to her, which Andu refuses. Thanks to her creation powers, Chifuyu conjures up a copy of the guitar and asks Andu which one is real. Andu smashes them both, thinking they're fakes, but one of the two is the real one, meaning Andu smashed his own guitar, much to his disappointment. Later on, Andu finds out Tomoyo aspires to write light novels, of which Andu is highly supportive. After learning that she passed the first round of a light novel award, Andu asks if she wants to hang out to celebrate, to which Tomoyo agrees. As they spend their time together, Hatoko spots them and starts thinking they're on a date. On Andu's birthday, he is gifted a video game programmed by Sayumi. 10 months earlier, we see Andu disputing with Sayumi the matter of erasing their newfound supernatural powers. Since their powers are cool, Andu argues keeping them is a better choice. Following his birthday, Andu learns Sayumi caught a cold. Andu pays Sayumi a visit where he meets her naughty little sister, Maya. In a flashback, Andu fights Sayumi in a duel where she easily beats the crap out of him thanks to her karate skills. Back to the present, Andu calls Maya to check on Sayumi, given the change in her attitude. Maya reveals Sayumi wanted to become president of the student council when she first joined high school but turned down for ambiguous reasons. When Andu asks her about this, Kyudo thinks Sayumi turned it down after she acquired the supernatural power, leading Andu to think it was his fault. Back to the flashback, we see a beat-up Andu attacking her with his newfound dark, but Sayumi twists his arm and starts erasing his power. However, Sayumi fails, as Andu then explains that her supernatural power has become a part of her which she can't erase. Sayumi is scared her power might go out of control, but Andu reassures her their powers will not go out of control if they accept it as part of themselves. Sayumi then bows and admits defeat. Now, Sayumi tells him she's not mad at him, as she doesn't regret turning down the student council. That change in attitude was induced from her cold medication. Later, Andu's sister invites Hatoko to make dinner for her and her brother, since none of them are good at cooking. At school, Hatoko is frustrated seeing that Andu is staying at school to talk with Tomoyo about her light novel. Andu returns home to find Hatoko cooking dinner. Fed up with his obsession with the supernatural terminology, Hatoko becomes hysteric, lashes out at him and storms out. Andu starts looking for her but doesn't find her anywhere. A bit later, he meets up with Sayumi and Tomoyo, who slaps some sense into him and helps him search. Meanwhile, Hatoko runs into Hajime, who teaches her about the supernatural powers, before he puts her to sleep with his eye as soon as his band arrives. Now that they can't find Hatoko anywhere, Sayumi decides to bring her route of origin power to the next stage. Weeks earlier, Hajime beats the crap out of an ability user as he exiles him into the abyss, where he returns to his usual life with no recollection of what happened. It's revealed that superpowers originated due to the fairy war in order to turn humans against each other. One of the fairies, Lisha, reveals that there's an organization named F trying to end this war. In order to stop this, Lisha tasks Hajime's band to infiltrate this organization, thwart its plans and crush it. While attacking the F base under Hitomi's command, a girl attacks the band but is stopped by Hajime, who explains that she is a new member of their band. Back in the present, it turns out Hajime mistook Hatoko for Sayumi, meaning he targeted the wrong person. Meanwhile, Sayumi uses her root of origin power to get the literature club room back to its original state with all its members, thus rescuing Hatoko. After Andu apologizes to Hatoko, his power awakens and evolves to a greater stage. Later on, Tomoyo gives the light novel she wrote to Andu and becomes embarrassed when she learns about a silver-haired girl admiring his attitude and passion for the supernatural before she takes off. As they are studying, the girls have Andu promise to seal his power and not to awaken it again, given how it went out of control yesterday. As Andu takes out the trash, he promises Chifuyu to take her to a pool so she can have some fun. At school, Chifuyu confides in Kuki that she feels a squeeze in her chest every time she thinks of Andu. Meanwhile, a classmate named Sagami approaches Sayumi and asks if she wants to be his romantic partner. At this time, Hatoko confesses of her love of Andu. She desires to talk to him, go out with him, go shopping with him, and fix him meat and potato stew every day. Tomoyo asks why Hatoko is telling her this. Hatoko answers that Tomoyo is the one who understands Andu the most, and so she just felt like the need to let it all out. She just wants Andu to choose her. Andu takes Chifuyu to the pool along with Kuki. Thinking that Andu is a pervert, Kuki tries to expose him to Chifuyu. She tries making him look stingy to Chifuyu, but that tactic fails when Andu buys the two girls some noodles. She tries making him look like a coward by pulling a prank on a big muscular man nearby and setting him up against Andu, making him look like a loser. This plan fails as well when she gets shy and frightened as she approaches the man. She tries making him sound dumb to everybody by having him participate in a quiz competition. The questions were hard but not for Andu, who answers them all one by one, winning the prize, that is, a stuffed whale. Andu hands the whale to Chifuyu and tells the two girls the only prize he wanted from this competition is their smiles, impressing Kuki as she turns red. Following the competition, Andu notices Kuki's confused demeanor and tells her to be Chifuyu's friend forever, as he can't remain by her side forever. After his trip with the little girls, Andu runs into Sayumi, who has him come with her to the same pool. Unbeknownst to Andu, Sagami is there. After Sayumi puts on a show in the pool, Sagami makes fun of her, but Sayumi punches him and breaks up with him afterwards. After Sayumi leaves, Sagami calls someone and calls a former member of the F organization. Tomoyo also has 2 tickets to the same pool Andu went to and asks him if he would like to go out with her, only to learn he's on a family vacation. Tomoyo remembers the first time she met Andu, as it is also revealed she was obsessed with the supernatural fiction. While on his family vacation, Hatoko tries getting Andu to fall for her. When night falls, Andu tells Hatoko she's special and more than a friend to him. When he returns, he invites Tomoyo to attend a festival. After Andu treats her to a meal, he takes her to a less crowded place. Andu is suspicious there is something between Tomoyo and Hatoko, but Tomoyo replies it's just an issue between girls. Tomoyo then tells him she failed in round 2 of writing her light novel. Hearing this, Andu refuses to console her, not wanting to give half-hearted empathy since the hard work Tomoyo put in to write the novel belongs to her alone. To Andu, Tomoyo told him about her failure because she was fulfilling her duties properly. As the fireworks set off, Tomoyo realizes she loves Andu. Meanwhile, someone knocks on Kyudo's door. A woman named Haguera possesses her body. The next day, Kyudo walks in, acting like her hand is burning. Hatoko cools her wound with water, but Kyudo robs her power and attacks her with fire. But Tomoyo pauses time and teleports them to another place. After regrouping, the group deduces that Kyudo wasn't herself when she attacked, as she might have been possessed. Andu calls Kyudo and sets up a meeting with her. It's also revealed that Sagami was the one who had Haguera capture Kyudo. After meeting up with Kyudo, Andu is tortured and questioned about where his friends are. However, Andu awakens his stage 2 dark flame and attacks. Kyudo robs it, but it goes out of control, burning her hand in the process. In a flashback, when Andu's dark went out of control, Hatoko's water failed to put out the fire, so Sayumi chopped it off and restored it with her healing power. Back in the present, Andu forces Haguera to undo her possession of Kodu and has the girls chop off her hand and heal it. More so, Sagami has been working with Hajime and sets Haguera up. Hajime exiles her since she works for the F organization. While Kodu explains what happened to Sayumi, Hatoko and Tomoyo talk about their feelings for Andu. In a final scene, we see the group hanging out together as Andu astonishes Chifuyu with his dark only to be smacked from behind by Tomoyo, who starts bickering with him while the other girls watch. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and drop a like for more recaps on all your favorite anime shows. You don't want to miss out. Goodbye.